Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, we're going to be talking about all things digital marketing. And is your website working? Many small business owners don't even know if it's working, and that's unacceptable. That's next.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
Well, back in the 90s when the internet was young, it was probably enough to just put up a website. These days, putting up a website is just a starter. If no one's visiting your website, or if they come to your website and they're not clicking on the right things, or they're not calling you, then your website simply isn't working. To talk about that today, Tony Wright, he is the CEO and founder of WrightIMC. Thank you for coming on the show.
Well, thanks for having me so much, Jeff. Appreciate it.
Well, let's kind of do a 101, because you probably run into customers all the time that have a website, but it's just not doing anything.
All the time. People will come into our offices and talk to us about their website, and they'll say, you know what, we're not getting any traffic, we're not getting anyone looking at our website, we're not getting any leads. And when we look, it's usually, there's a number of things that are wrong, but sometimes it's something as simple as you didn't put your phone number on the website, or you have no way for them to contact you. And you know, having a different set of eyes can be a big help, but also sometimes there are things that it takes a little bit more of a professional eye to diagnose why the website's not working.
And let's talk about search engine optimization. I think a lot of people following my show are familiar with it, but they don't really understand it. So what is search engine optimization?
Search engine optimization, it's not about tricking the search engines. It's not about doing any tricks to get your website to the top of a specific query. It's about giving Google what they want. And it's really simple. We kind of call it the 5 pillars. I'll go through them really, really quick. The first pillar being code. The code of your website has to be built correctly. Content. If you don't have the keywords that you want to show up in your content, you're not going to show up. Then we have connections, which is arguably one of the most important. You got to have links from other websites pointing to your website. Communication, you have to have your social media set up, and then we call it capture, which is your data. So that tells you where to go next, your analytics, understanding what's going on your website so that you can know what the next step is for your search engine optimization journey.
Well, give me a success story. You don't have to name the client if you don't want to, but somebody who came to you with a problem, and are you able to increase their traffic by a significant amount?
Absolutely. In fact, we were just talking with a client yesterday who he has increased his sales by over 300% since March. And you know what he does? He sells tea online.
Really?
I mean, and simply all we did was start looking at keywords that people were searching around tea, wrote content around those types of things, answering questions for consumers, and then got some other tea sites to link to him. Voila, he sold several $1 million worth of tea in the last few months.
And I can vouch for Tony. He and I are good friends. We've known each other for almost a decade. He's incredibly creative. In fact, we found an ad that you guys put together a little while back, and let's go ahead and roll that now. Very clever. Where did this creative side come from?
You know, I'm actually a frustrated creative. I got into advertising really wanting to create television commercials, but the internet grabbed me, and I say words mean things, and I like words, and search engine marketing is all about words, so it just kind of appealed to me.
And I have to applaud you, because during the pandemic it was tough on a lot of people, but your business has actually grown.
Yes, it's considerably. We've actually seen businesses moving more of their dollars online, because frankly it just makes sense right now to move your dollars online if you were doing print or even television or radio.
And you have been recognized. We've got an article we want to put up on the screen. Top B2B company in Texas for 2020. That's amazing. Congratulations on that.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I'm very proud of my team. They've worked very hard, especially, we went virtual, which has been a little bit of a challenge always, after being in an office, but the team has done great. Our results are great. Our clients are happy, so I'm in a good mood.
So tell me about the process. If somebody's watching this right now and says, gosh, I should probably see if my website is working because my phone's not ringing as much as I would like.
Sure.
What's it like to engage you?
Well, it's very simple. All I need for you to do is come to my website, and there's a little form on there. You can fill it out. I've got a phone number on there you can call. I've got a chat bot. You can talk to me. Just talk to me. And then what happens from there is I'll schedule a 30-minute phone call with you. That's all I need, about 30 minutes just to get to know you, your business, make sure we're a fit, we understand your goals. And from there, I'm going to give you a preliminary analysis for free. It's a video where I actually go through your website and tell you, it's not comprehensive of what we would do if we were to work with you, but it gives you an idea of what you need to do. And then from there, we talk about how we can engage and what that looks like.
Sure, and you actually have a landing page. We want to put that up right now. It's P1 Online, because you do a lot of advertising with the ticket, and anybody who listens to the ticket knows what a P1 is.
Yes.
Has that relationship been good with Cumulus?
It has. Norm Hitzkes, who's a legend in Dallas, has been doing our commercials. I've gotten to become friends with him. He's done a great job of just helping people to understand it. I chose Norm because he's not extremely digitally savvy. Yes. And I figured if he could understand what we're trying to do, then that's going to get that message out to everybody else.
Let's talk about reviews, and it's every small business owner's nightmare that they get a negative review, because some of the negative reviews might be unfair or might even be a competitor, right, trying to bash you.
Yeah, this is kind of what I speak on. I speak a lot all over the country, and I've been speaking a lot on this lately. Reviews management is something that every company needs to really think about what they're going to try and do when a bad review comes in. How are you going to respond? And I can say, the answer is, how do you respond to a negative review? It depends. In most cases, you're going to try and get that person offline and talk to them there. But there are some times where if it's really damaging what they're saying or it's untrue, you can engage them within the channel with the answers and figure that out. But I'm going to tell you one secret, and this is a big one. Reviews, and this sounds fancy, but reviews are logarithmic. What that simply means is if I've got 5 total reviews and 3 of them are bad, it looks like I'm a bad company. If I've got 100 reviews and 5 of them are bad, it looks like 5 people had a bad day. So it's much better for companies to focus on getting more positive reviews than really worrying about those negative reviews, because when you get enough positive reviews, those negative reviews don't mean anything.
Yes, and maybe you talk a little bit about how important having a 4-star or 5-star is versus a 2-star. That's real money, isn't it?
It is, and because it sometimes is depending upon the channel. That's how you're ranked in some cases. That if you are into Google My Business or the Maps listings, that's a really big factor, your reviews and how good your reviews are. And that's why, but the thing is, most businesses, it's funny, most businesses out there, they have happy customers. If they don't, they're not in business.
Right.
So why are you only getting negative reviews? It's because you're not asking. Sometimes it takes almost, when you go to the car dealership, how many times are they asking you to fill out a survey? Right, every time you walk out the door. You have to take a little bit of a car dealership mentality of asking your customers for reviews. For a lot of people, it's uncomfortable, but there are ways to do it without being intrusive. And if you can get more positive reviews, you're insulated against that one customer that is just going to be having a bad day.
And your company can help with that as well.
Absolutely. We offer reviews management, comprehensive reviews management, soup to nuts.
Wow, outstanding. Well, you have been a great guest. We're going to have you back on again soon. Let's end with the website so everybody can get a hold of Tony Wright at WrightIMC.com. That's the website. Tony, thank you so much for bringing your wisdom.
Thanks so much for having me, Jeff.
You bet. And that's it for now. We'll see you next time.